Did you know the average person lives just 30,000 days? That's it. 30,000 sunrises, 30,000 chances to make it count. But here's the thing, most of us live like we have all the time in the world. We say someday to our dreams, later to our goals, and tomorrow to the people we love. But what if I told you that someday is a lie? That the most powerful life you can live starts today? Stick with me, and I'll show you how to stop wasting time and start living a life that truly matters. Chapter 1: Time Perception and Psychology. Why does time feel like it's speeding up as we get older? Think about it. When you were a kid, summer felt endless, right? A single day could feel like a week. You'd wake up, play outside, explore, and by the time the sun set, it felt like you'd lived a whole adventure. But now, years fly by like months. Birthdays start to blur together, and before you know it, another decade has passed. This phenomenon is called the time unit paradox, and it's not just in your head, it's how your brain is wired. Here's the science. Your brain measures time by recording new experiences. When you're a kid, everything is new. Your first day of school, your first bike ride, your first time tasting ice cream, your brain is constantly recording these moments, making time feel slower and richer. But as an adult, life becomes routine. Same breakfast, same commute, same Netflix shows. Your brain literally skips recording these moments because they're just normal. It's like your brain says, been there, done that, and files it away without much thought. That's why weeks, months, and even years can feel like they're slipping through your fingers. But here's the good news. You can hack this system. You can slow down time, not literally, of course, but in how you experience it. How? By introducing novelty into your life. Take a different route to work. Instead of autopiloting through your morning commute, try a new path. Notice the buildings, the trees, the people. Your brain will perk up and start recording again. Learn a new skill every month. It doesn't have to be something huge. Maybe it's cooking a new recipe, learning a few phrases in a new language, or trying a new workout. Each new experience forces your brain to pay attention, making time feel richer and more expansive. Have a conversation with a stranger. Strike up a chat with the barista, the person next to you on the bus, or someone at the park. These small, unexpected interactions create new neural pathways in your brain, making time feel slower and more meaningful. And here's the kicker. This isn't just about slowing down time. It's about living more fully. When you fill your days with new experiences, you're not just stretching time. You're creating a life that feels vibrant, exciting, and alive. So, the next time you feel like life is rushing by, remember this. You have the power to hit the brakes. Take a different route. Try something new. Talk to someone unexpected. Each small act of novelty is like a reset button for your brain, making time expand again. And trust me, this one shift can change everything. Chapter 2: Priority Management. Most people confuse being busy with being productive. They fill their days with tasks that feel important but don't actually move the needle in their lives. Sound familiar? You might be ticking off to-do lists, answering emails, and attending meetings, but at the end of the day, do you feel like you've truly accomplished something meaningful? Here's a powerful tool I use to cut through the noise. The deathbed test. It's a simple but profound exercise. Imagine yourself at 90 years old, looking back on your life. What will you care about? Will you care about that extra hour you spent at the office? Or the time you spent scrolling Instagram, comparing your life to someone else's highlight reel? Probably not. What you will care about are the moments you spent with loved ones, the laughter, the conversations, the memories you created. You'll care about the risks you took, the dreams you chased, and the times you stepped outside your comfort zone. You'll care about the impact you made, the lives you touched, and the legacy you left behind. The deathbed test forces you to zoom out and see the big picture. It helps you separate what's urgent from what's important. And here's the truth. Knowing what not to do is often more valuable than knowing what to do. Let me break it down for you. Start by writing down everything you want to achieve. Your goals, your dreams, your to-dos. Get it all out on paper. Now, circle the top 3. These are your non-negotiables, the things that truly matter to you. Everything else? That's your avoid list. Why? Because small daily investments in the right priorities multiply over time. It's like compound interest for your life. Spend an hour a day learning a new skill, and in a year, you'll be 365 hours better at it. Spend an hour a day connecting with your family, and in a year, you'll have built deeper, more meaningful relationships. But here's the catch: you have to be ruthless about cutting out the noise. Social media, busy work, and constant distractions will always try to steal your attention. That's why you need to protect your time like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. Here's a practical tip. Every morning, ask yourself, what's the one thing I can do today that will make everything else easier or unnecessary? Focus on that. Let the rest wait. And remember, it's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters. When you align your daily actions with your deepest values, you stop feeling like you're running on a treadmill and start feeling like you're moving towards something meaningful. So take a moment right now. What's on your avoid list? What's stealing your time and energy without giving anything back? Cut it out. Be ruthless. Because when you focus on what truly matters, you don't just manage your time, you master your life. Chapter 3: Relationships and Connection. Here's something we don't talk about enough. Relationships are like bank accounts. Every small interaction is either a deposit or a withdrawal. A genuine compliment, that's a deposit. Being late constantly, that's a withdrawal. And just like a real bank, you can't make withdrawals if you haven't made deposits. Think about it. If you only reach out to someone when you need something, whether it's a favor, advice, or support, you're making withdrawals without ever putting anything in. Over time, that account runs dry and the relationship suffers. But when you consistently make deposits, through small acts of kindness, thoughtfulness, and presence, you build a reserve of trust and goodwill that can sustain even the toughest times. Most people focus on big gestures, expensive gifts, grand celebrations, or elaborate surprises. And while those can be nice, here's the truth. Small daily deposits matter more. A random text checking in, remembering small details like their favorite coffee order or the name of their pet, being there during tough times, even if it's just to listen. These small, consistent acts of care and attention are what truly strengthen relationships over time. And here's something counterintuitive. Shared suffering builds stronger bonds than shared pleasure. Going through challenges together, whether it's a tough project at work, a difficult life event, or even just a stressful day, creates deeper connections than simply having fun. Why? Because when you support each other through hard times, you build trust, empathy, and resilience. Those are the foundations of lasting relationships. But here's where most people miss the mark. They focus only on their strong ties, their closest friends and family, and ignore their weak ties. Weak ties are those casual acquaintances, distant friends, or even colleagues you don't know very well. And while they might not feel as important, they're actually your bridges to new opportunities, ideas, and perspectives. Strong ties comfort you. They're your safe space, your support system. But weak ties stretch you. They introduce you to new ways of thinking, new opportunities, and new connections. That's why it's so important to nurture both. Here's a practical tip. Every week, reach out to one weak tie. Send a quick message, ask how they're doing, or share something you think they'd find interesting. You don't need to have a deep, meaningful conversation. Just make a small deposit. Over time, these connections can open doors you never even knew existed. And don't forget to invest in your strong ties too. Schedule regular check-ins with your closest friends and family. Show up for them, not just in the big moments, but in the small, everyday ones. Because at the end of the day, relationships aren't built on grand gestures. They're built on consistent, intentional effort. So take a moment right now. Who's someone you haven't connected with in a while? Send them a text, make a deposit, and remember, the quality of your relationships determines the quality of your life. Invest wisely. Chapter 4: Health and Energy. Health isn't just about living longer, it's your life force multiplier. Every other aspect of your life, your career, your relationships, your creativity, either improves or suffers based on your health. Think about this. Would you rather have 8 energized, focused hours or 12 draining, foggy ones? The answer is obvious, right? Most of us treat our health as an afterthought. We push through exhaustion, skip meals, and sacrifice sleep, thinking we're being productive. But the truth is, you can't pour from an empty cup. Let's start with sleep. because this is where most people get it wrong. Sleep isn't just rest, it's your brain's superpower. When you're well rested, your brain functions at its peak. Your decision making is sharper, your creativity flows, and your emotional resilience is stronger. But when you're sleep deprived, studies show your cognitive performance is as bad as being drunk. That promotion you want, that relationship you're building, they all depend on your brain working at its best. Here's a quick tip: treat sleep like an appointment with yourself. Set a consistent bedtime, create a calming pre-sleep routine, and make your bedroom a sanctuary for rest. Dim the lights, turn off screens an hour before bed, and maybe even try a few minutes of deep breathing or meditation. Your future self will thank you. Now let's talk about movement. Your body wasn't built to sit for 8 hours a day. It was built to move. And here's the thing: physical movement doesn't just benefit your body, it supercharges your mind. Ever notice how you get your best ideas during a walk or a workout? That's because movement increases blood flow to your brain, boosts creativity, and reduces stress. Stuck on a problem? Move your body. Go for a walk, do a few stretches, or even just stand up and shake it out. The solution will come. And you don't need to spend hours at the gym to reap the benefits. Small movements like 10 push-ups, a quick walk around the block, or 5 minutes of stretching add up over time. Physical movement creates mental clarity. It's that simple. And let's not forget nutrition. What you eat directly impacts your energy and focus. Skip the sugary snacks and processed foods that give you a quick spike followed by a crash. Instead, fuel your body with whole, nutrient-dense foods that provide sustained energy. Think lean proteins, healthy fats, and complex carbs. And don't forget to stay hydrated. Even mild dehydration can zap your energy and focus. Here's the bottom line: your health is the foundation of everything else in your life. When you prioritize sleep, movement, and nutrition, you're not just improving your physical well-being, you're unlocking your full potential. You're giving yourself the energy to show up as your best self, whether that's at work, in your relationships, or in pursuing your dreams. Take a moment right now. What's one small change you can make today to boost your energy? Maybe it's going to bed 30 minutes earlier, taking a 10-minute walk, or swapping out that sugary snack for something more nourishing. Start small, but start today. Because when you take care of your health, you're not just living longer, you're living better. Life is short, but it's also incredibly powerful. You don't need more time, you just need to use the time you have wisely. Start small. Pick one idea from this video and test it. Refine it. Make it yours. Remember, time will pass whether you use it wisely or not. Your habits become your days become your years, and your years become your life. So what are you waiting for? The best time to start living fully isn't someday, it's today. If this video resonated with you, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. What's one thing you'll do differently after watching this? Let's make every hour count. See you in the next video.